Welcome to Study Loop.
So in this problem, we are given four compounds and we'll have to find out for each compound if they are more soluble in acidic solution or in pure water. So a compound will be more soluble in acidic solution if the product of their solubility in acid will produce a weak acid, and if the product of the reaction of a compound with an acid is a strong acid, then that compound will not be more soluble in acidic solution. So if we go to the compounds here, it will be more clear. So in first one we have barium carbonate, uh, which will ionize as barium ion and carbonate ion. So basically this carbonate ion will react with acids to form HCO3 minus or H2CO3. And as you know that both of them are weak acid. And that means since they are weak acid, this barium carbonate will be more soluble in acidic solution. Now for the second one, we have here copper sulfide, which will dissociate as CO2 plus S2 minus. Again, this S2 minus will interact with acid, so the protons from the acid to form HS minus or H2S. And since both of them are weak acid, that means they will be more soluble, or the copper sulfide will be more soluble in acidic solution. Now in the third one, we have silver chloride. So silver chloride will ionize as Ag plus Cl minus, and this Cl minus will basically react with the acidic or the proton H plus to form HCl. And as we know that HCl is a strong acid, that means the reaction or the solubility of AgCl in an acid will produce another strong acid, and that's why this is not favorable. The formation of this will not be favorable in an acid, and that's why AgCl is not more soluble in acid. So the compounds which will form a strong acid with interaction of an acid, that or those compounds will not be more soluble in acidic solution. Instead they'll be more soluble in basic solution, the water or the pure aqua solution. And then finally we have PbI2, so which will dissociate as Pb2 plus 2I minus. So here this iodide ion will react with acid to form HI. And since again this HI itself is a strong acid, that means the solubility of PbI2 in acid will not be more favorable. So the bottom line here is, if the interaction of a compound with an acid will form a strong acid, that compound will not be more soluble in acid. And if the compound produces a weak acid with the interaction of acid, in that case that compound will be more soluble in acidic solution than pure water.